Hello, my fantastic and fantastic, and today is May the 1st, which means it is question time once again. So, question time is the opportunity for you, every viewer out there, to ask questions in the comments below. I won't be responding to them via typing, but instead I will make a video on next Wednesday answering every single one of your questions. So, ask something interesting, have a appropriate base name so I can read it out loud, and yeah, it can be pad related. It could be like other topics that you find interesting. I know last month was quite a large amount of relationship based questions, which are interesting, but I feel like I always talk about my reading adventures during these question time like videos, so to speak, and I'm currently now on the 6th Dune book, Chapterhouse Dune. I finished the 5th book yesterday, actually. I feel that the 5th book was a little weak. It feels like it's more so just setting up for book 6, and I dearly hope book 6 is great because book 5 was a little weak. So thus far in the Dune series, I've loved book 1, fantastic read. Book 2 was the worst of the 5 I've read thus far. Book 3 was great, book 4 was pretty great as well. Book 5, a little wishy-washy, so I'm dearly hoping Chapterhouse picks up. And after I finish reading Dune, I have a bunch of other books to read. I haven't quite decided which one I want to pick up first, but that is something of interest. Now, some of you may be wondering, why is there a little halo above my head? Well, I have not actually ascended into a higher plane of being. It's actually just a ring light in order to kind of capture downward myself miniature painting, because I do miniature paint and my wrists haven't bothered me, but I feel like I can maybe try and slowly get back into it. And I painted a bunch of barrels yesterday, which is obviously not the most exciting, but I feel like I'm going to start working back into like the more exciting stuff. And at this point in time, this is probably one of my favorite miniatures I have painted. She is obviously quite tiny. Like, she's very small, but she looks pretty detailed. I don't know how to do angles and direction, but yeah, she's quite detailed. One of my favorite ones. I actually DIY'd the blood drips. Pancake can help me out with a hot glue gun. She stuck it at the bottom of the weapon, kind of just dripped it down, and then I paint blood all over it. I love painting blood. It's probably one of my favorite things to do. So I feel like I'm going to start painting more interesting miniatures again, but at least in the near future, I'm going to be continuing my Star Wars miniatures. Like, I have Star Wars Rebellion, which is a great 2-player board game, and there's like 190, almost maybe 200 different miniatures. So obviously the Star Destroyers look great. The glowing butts are beautiful. I also have a bunch more Rebels to paint. Like, well, lighting is hard, but like, I have a bunch more Rebel miniatures to paint, but the Imperials are definitely the cooler people. Like, I like Imperials more than the Rebels. Either way. So, ask your questions in the comments below. I'll answer them on a video some point on Wednesday. So, hopefully you all have a fantastic day. I wish you all the best luck in your own pad adventures, and happy puzzling.